We are at the manatee honey hole, and we are going swimming with manatees. What is up, YouTube? It's Mark again, and welcome back. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm out on my paddleboard. This is the boat Rackham. I think it's 11 foot something. It's almost 12 feet. Anyway, I just got this thing. It's super awesome. It's a paddleboard, but also a fishing kayak. It's kind of everything you could ever want. It's got rod holders. It's also got a cooler that goes with it. And this part's sweet. I got the pedal drive, the rudder in the back. I mean, it's awesome. So we're doing a little exploring with it today. We're in the Crystal River. We are currently looking for some manatees. We might jump in the water and do a little swimming with them. And then we might go a little further down the river and do a little bit of fishing. So join us for the ride. These are some of the things you can do in Crystal River. So when we left the dock, there was a guy there that told us that we should go to some different areas in the bay to find manatees without finding a huge crowd. So we went to some of the spots he told us.
Hello, little manatee friend.
We did find some manatees, but it was slightly underwhelming. That's a manatee. The problem wasn't actually finding the manatees. The problem was that in these areas, the water was kind of murky and you couldn't really see them. So we quickly decided that it was time for us to go somewhere else and see if we could find some clearer water. In the Crystal River, it's a really peaceful experience that you can share with like 100 other kayakers. It's great. But there's definitely manatees here. Just had one go right under my boat. Just gonna see if we can find one for you guys to look at. So this canal system is the way to the Three Sisters Spring. Does anybody know how to do a manatee call? Maybe we can call them in. And these springs are basically where all these manatees are hanging out. There's a manatee right there. And so as you're going in, you'll start seeing manatees kind of all over the place. And you'll be tempted to just stick around in the canal systems. But don't do what we did, just keep going, which you're gonna see on the next day. All right, guys, we're going back on the water once again with the boat Rackham. This time we're ready to jump in the water. So got some new people with me today. Patricia's with me and her friend Kelly. Kelly's never really seen manatees before, so we're gonna paddle out to the same spots we went to yesterday, but this time we are jumping in the water. We're gonna get you guys some underwater footage of these manatees. We're just out here cruising with this boat Rackham paddleboard with the pedal drive, because back there Kelly got a rental kayak that and it won't track. It wants to turn left all the time. So basically what we decided to do is tie it off to the back of the Rackham, and I'm just pedaling, all three of us. And honestly, it's pretty easy. This thing is awesome. And almost everybody we pass is going, oh my God, that thing is so cool. So as you move your way further up this canal system, the water's going to start getting clearer and clearer, and you'll start seeing more and more manatees in the canals. And at a certain point, you're going to get to a place where there's a little canal that goes off to your left, and you're going to see a ton of manatees down there. So yesterday we came through here, there was manatees all up in this corner. Watch when you can see up in here, there's gonna be like so many of them chilling back in this corner, but you can't go up in here, but we can get out.
Oh my God, I already see. Oh my God.
We can, yeah, there's so many of them. Yeah, you see them all just chilling out there. There's one there, one there, one there. There's another one over here. There's a whole bunch of them back there. All right, we are at the manatee honey hole, and we are going swimming with manatees. Holy f***, it's cold. It's not that bad, actually. It just shocks you for a second. Oh. So in the springs, the water's always 72 degrees, which is not warm. It's not cold. Well, it's cold. It's pretty cold. Well, this is turning out to be a lot more difficult than we expected. Even though there's manatees everywhere, you have like 6 feet of visibility, and it's deep, and they don't want you to get close. So when you get kind of close, they just swim down to the bottom. So even though I can see them right now, I can see a bunch of them over there. We can't get close to them. So they're out there, and I'm trying to guide them, just tell them where they are. So we did eventually manage to get close to a couple of manatees, but the deep, murky water made it really challenging.
Ooh. Oh my God. Ooh. What do you guys think of your first manatee swimming experience? They are pretty big. Hairy?
Yeah, it's back of all like.
Oh, yeah. They have hair because they are mammals. Alright, so we're at Three Sister Springs. It's right down here. And this is exactly why I was trying to avoid it. There's so many people. But the water is clear and there's a lot of manatees. So we're going to get some footage of some manatees underwater. Let's go. So at this point, you might be wondering, why are all these manatees hanging out in these springs? And it's because the springs are warmer than the surrounding waters in the bay. And manatees don't handle cold very well. In fact, when the water gets below 68 degrees, they start to suffer from cold stress and could eventually die. And so they don't really have a choice, and that's why they're hanging out next to these springs. And because of this, some areas will be roped off near the springs to give the manatees a little bit of space or privacy. So try to be respectful and stay out of those areas. At first, when I was swimming with these manatees, I felt kind of bad, thinking, they're trapped here. They don't have a choice. And all these people being around must be really stressful. But the longer I swam with them, the more I realized that they don't seem to care. And they seem to be very aware of all the people around them. And you can just tell by sort of the way that they move through the water that they're really relaxed. This manatee is sort of a great example of it. You can see he looks right at me here and he knows what I'm doing. And then he kind of just decides, he's like, I want to go this way. And he went right underneath me, and it actually kind of scared me because I wasn't expecting this huge animal to come swimming towards me. But it just goes to show they're not really scared of us. Well, that's all we've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do it now. And go check us out on Instagram too. And next time you're in the Crystal River area, go check out the Three Sisters Spring. Go swimming with these manatees. It's a pretty unforgettable experience. And we hope you guys enjoy it as much as we did.